find out that somehow for Lennox to be this big guy, there was this other guy who was fucking him all the time.
Yeah.
Let's be honest. I wanna be honest.
Why the fuck would you go that far?
Bating niya na kamilin para to. Yo mutalo buku pa. Umamu si peng Lennox.
Bating ba milura?
Check bo.
Ora Majita ora.
Kawi.
Oh gina no. Ni gina no ram na ban.
Rtono ba hona kamkho ba bang maybe rtlo gina nyana ba bang ro luza nyana ba mara
why is it logo spanning how we introduce a induction Maria here we knock off at 4 we eat lunch at 1
ba mo tsama parents
yeah blind
I didn't get that. I agree. It almost went past me. Ra conclude mecho.
Kana re bolela ka mental health. Hape horar no I am mentally strong. Clar ke le.
Say welcome to Majita Monday. Say welcome to Majita Monday. Kasho ya rena tese ya Majita wa izire thekela di issues serious mo. But before we get to what we need to talk about, how was Rustenburg? I had to leave early. I had an emergency, and I apologize to Rusty Dusty. Yeah, next time we get we vibing serious. Get la mega sure mabaka ka apitahan. Understand? How was Rusty, gent? Because Kilevoni versus so.
Rusty happened, Rusty.
Yeah, I know it happened. I saw.
Really, Rafitella.
Rafitella
fella, but we did Ivers.
Oh, okay.
Oh, Nago Rusty, but Garli.
Yeah.
Fital Levo Nagai.
Yeah.
Bianaga Kadichumizela Zata Jays. Bale Bargim Babu Talababu Tabatas.
Yeah.
I couldn't have a fita barkiaka. Baba Biza Barne before Ruta Feta.
Yeah.
Feta Mo. Say ding kamonata. Opola na bati say ding kamonati.
Yeah.
Yeah, but this is Morena Jesus.
Yes.
Also, na kamukuma guzumela ti sending kamonati.
Yes. Yes.
Di Congo sili rafentle yeah.
Kitso. Mara mina ndengi ibuza yona mfethu. Abantu base Rustenburg endlala nini. Phela bese gcwele nangentatha bafethu endlala nini.
On a Monday.
Hayi bafethu endlala nini kanti.
Mara ba peaceful batho ba le like
yeah blind
batho ba le the o ka re da rena re practice bo bokelema bona ba practice bo down to earth go monna o bolela ngara se monna re demon country
wa soft be ana chale
yo me bra
I think it's the respect that has to come with the Tswana culture, like it's that thing or motho bolela le nna ka tlhompho. Sgebi wena go dilo ra o sa bua mfana
ro nanya ka direction we agree let's go
skamfisa
yeah
skamfisa raya ta
yeah
Rusty
okay
ure batho ba daba comfortable
bakhamu
yes
yeah
ya tsusa mara right.
Yeah, angere na retaliation whenever mutal come we are report or una agenda. Kanda it's just the respect that they have.
Naranya skill ko boy.
Yeah.
When hey.
Maharia.
Yeah, unsa bang hey ari. Ising burra. Awa.
No, Rusty was
when our the pieces game.
No, kwa piece matatia. In our land. That's why gi kela kwa.
Oh, okay.
Nete ke bondi toll gate gar jompola mara.
Wow, toll gate
it's a pretty fair.
60 rand.
From Gold Ring it's a pretty fair.
I 57 jagged.
Plus baro kolota mohodu.
Eh?
Baro kolota mohodu ta.
Allowed.
What to rap yellow na Yusubu?
Oh, okay. No, that's dope. That's dope. And shout out Rusty Dusty, shout out Humo. We had a good time. I had to leave early, but yeah, no let that supply. On other news, is Sdomane when I skip a so suffering so quatisava to episode 2.
And get like a boom.
Ivan, Flopo,
Eish.
you did it for one reason. Well,
For one reason and one reason only.
for one reason.
Just for one reason.
For one reason.
Just for one.
Once off. What's the reason?
What about happy?
Get
For
happy.
one reason.
Get happy. Get embrace a happiness.
But you know it's ironic, you guys. That let's talk with the soccer guy. Hey, Joe, didn't say what the guy get la pahawi.
Let us serious. Let's down too.
Didn't say mavia.
But what would you get fela fi? Why is it cater la Lucas? Hani habia. Hersude. Suhere ya samaya. Ay, ashuwe watama. Abarke bang Coco Melon. I want it to null 4 years.
Yeah.
I want it to null 4 years.
Coco Melon, come on.
Not throughout the whole game.
Mufoke.
Coco Melon ke Mufoking.
Mufoke.
They changed his name from President Yama 2000 to Coco Melon.
Evan.
You don't know? Dog, how often do you watch?
I get level team it's a
Olevela Brian.
now
Was
I
level-
get cozy for life. I will like change.
Mara.
So tabazako next door I get it. Horba bolaya na betang.
Agenya go tsa story sa ka le khosi.
I don't know that if I can say it's alien for we hodile. Why is it?
Why is it logo spanning how we introduce a induction, you know? Maria, here we knock off at 4, we eat lunch at 1.
But what's my parents?
Yeah, blind.
I didn't get that.
Eh?
I agree. It almost went past me. So. But now I'm not throughout what happened. And we told Napela, an ex-Chiefs fan. Understand? Yeah, about 2 years ago. Karna, Huyagana. Chiefs did one along Wanyanola Wauluka Moharaveke. Ka weekend the one touch. So I can very kilo to the Viauke, Copeland to street. Understand? And to street ticket town. So understand? Besides, I was born in Pretoria. So the Copelo favor ya go high. Boss Pume Josie ava go Josie. I have no problem. More a real. Get decision ya again. But never feto dalale. Le pirate ever Sfuba we wouldn't be anchor and fana game fan. I want a bram fan. Okay, well, let's say Mamelodi Street car. Loga 12 million, hold him fan. Fan. Understand? So, with that being said, I move. I get to rule or Vakatago. I put dog I mela my pirates on little chips. Can we eat? Understand? On other news, Makutumela in Alcolo, Numazi, Avarle Kutumela in Kemunate.
Yeah.
Shout out to Makutumela for having the colonia van Nalavasadi.
Again.
Helfila Ogari. Oh, yeah, Yavan Nagarki, Yavasadi, Ka Valentine Vanava Melganota. Artur, Varkis 260, Gaspal Trip.
Yeah.
I'm about to have a Chivapala, Papa Yogo Chavelari 2000, let's want the market 30 pay chocolate taking. Not Lamoga 260,000 sota right.
Yeah.
Why will it is?
Hold to the clip of Grachin Chia Koto.
One for star, eh? Hold to the clip of wall for jacket or rega koto or coca boya.
Or you can even go on an auction date and take her to his patrol den, and then you be auction live in chilling in a top class from housing.
Yes. What's a colonuma fellow? War mama negirun kemunate. How no rawa wina.
Our win.
Netinyaga jive is caval mapara. What up is this? O caval mapara wala. What a pacarapadu. Wakamisa.
I really malakataba Mapara.
But yeah, gents, what are we talking about today? Can you introduce the topic? What are we talking about today?
Mental health.
Are we talking about mental health?
Yeah, ish. This is a serious issue of it.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
It is. Now,
because mental health is not only about being healthy mentally, but every time you might think that you are mentally okay, but you are not. Because now the symptoms it's a mental health, it's a long worry,
True.
Sometimes o palla go robala or ke insomnia. You've got a lot to think about. O na le dilo tse dintsi wa di nagana bosigo. O na ngare ke insomnia, a se insomnia. Ke di mathata a le a be a sha.
A tlhakane.
A tlhakane. Sometimes ke ditaba tsa go ya kwa le go ka moreng wa nagana o tshwanetse ke mmereko ke ntatenkise. Go boima a rena re tshwere boima. In fact, batho ma-African re tshwere boima.
Okay, so the mental health, what are we talking about? Mental health on men or mental health in itself? Because also women have their own mental health.
I think a re sa ba bolelela, a re bolele ka Majita.
For no na ne ke nyaka so. Na ke tlile mo lena.
Yeah,
Ho tlo lukisa maihutesi.
Yeah.
A re maena se ba sadinyana.
yeah.
Re be
Ebe wena o le Mojita.
ya re be ka hore he ke baisiseha.
Yeah,
Ke baisa serious. Ke tila bjang le tautisi. Ke tla mo Mapara.
yeah.
One sorry.
Yeah.
Because who is for no real mental and then am I willing ho bolela na ka di issues tsa? Because I believe for bo botle na le mathata bra.
Yeah. Na rimetswe.
Wa bo and then no whole lot or blame mama. As much as I will hit whole lot no dila ka rena ngere. So re no chichela leo.
Ne Majita.
Wa bo rutlwa.
Now I think I think everything has got something called the root cause, or maybe a very gile contraga spark. Wabona ho irahala something. Ye lungurki incident. They call it. They look for the root cause or what caused this thing. In most cases, Kamajita, the common denominator is providing mental health are netomata. Understand? Ye nagi boni, especially go di tratense nagi di tsamaya. Ho sa khonu provide o le Mojita o ba le flopo ya hore mo o ka re nna as a person ke a fail. Understand? I've been in circles tse leng hore jo Majita ba re jo ke a sama jo ke mo di trateng ke wa mfostana jo mara Sfuba lo ena strata wa sitsi jo ra pampa ene losing nna nka itse mara flopo ko hore ka mjarateng nga straight le re hona le bana le mosadi ka re bana ba mme ka tseno re tse lose a be re ke ka mkho wa mfostana tshwantse be le re ke tla ke tshwere itse ne ba no ya re betha he fitla ta wa mfostana. But that is my opinion nna hore ke bona ga re the root cause ya banna ba ba baya. When it comes to mental illness, it has to do with taba ya hore providing ya rena is not up to standard or kam khonna re nyaka wa ntlhalwa a ke tsela na le bona bya
Ejo, I say here ya root causing hanchi jo. Leading is intergenerational. Come couldn't know over my head. And sometimes I jump before the cause of the issue is not now.
yeah,
It predecesses when.
it built up.
So you are born in a family of ill mental health where hunalidi illnesses, some mental illnesses, depression, anxiety, and so forth, exist in the family, but they found a way around surviving it. What was the root cause of it? Pain, abuse, poverty, whatever the cause was. The byproduct is that you start acting out on the person you are with now, because you've converted the illness into the nowness. Because otlaleona imo DNA ya kwenu. So how is poverty and illness? Poverty creates a weak poverty mentality.
Yeah, I always say it's a state of mind.
So you revert to whatever is available to change the status quo. So, for example, Auti, what's the nearest available thing? Go spin, so that I can provide. So, issue as a provision. Issue get the poverty mentality.
But
Okay,
sometimes the poverty mentality that we're talking about, wabona dileng ya go na le ntho ngwe ba re ke mental strength. Mental strength e kgona ba teng Lennox ne. Go na le batho ba ileng gore ba sokotse a re nna ko topa dithini tse ke nyaka go nna batšha. Go na le ane mano mongwe ko ga bo go shapo mara o bona gore yena ko strateng ha fiti ka mahetla a re e re ko spina gore ke ba bontse. There are many people ba batlang go backgroundong tse shapo tse ileng gore mara ba spina.
yeah.
Ba spina.
I know rich kids about speed.
Ba spina because it's a cool thing to do. Mara motho o ileng gore o ira dilo ka lebaka la poverty o dira different because o nyoko tsosa somewhere. Bantswa a ba tshwane batho ba. Ola hape o ira ntho engwe le engwe hore ko hae ba survive or yena a survive. Ha iri fela ho spina fe. If it means hore diamond tshwantsa eme ko robotong a rekisetse bo ancestor o tlo ira taite.
Yeah.
O tlo ira taite. And then hape re tla motabeng ya ngondo. Ngondo flopo go na le dilo tse re sa e fepeng ka tsona. Hape ngondo le yona nya go fepiwa. Nna go ya ka nna ngondo e tshwana le dimpanyana ke teng. E nya go fepiwa. Wa ntshwara re fepa ka eng? Ke eng se rirang gore ngondo ya rena re fepe ka sona? Because tlhaloganyo a who is, that's why meditation is a process engwe serious gore tshwantse o nne o se ka nagana o ireng o kgone o bula matlho o kgone o irang wa bona. If it was that easy it wouldn't be such a practice because ho ntse so he ke ntse so phela ke nagana gore ka o sane ho irahala ntse ke toloka le lena ke re tlhaloganyo nna lo fele tšhaba re kana ka o sane go nyake ha 5 clip engwe bjana yo wa bona gore dadeng irang if it or he ke fitla hae tlhaloganya ka e sa le mosele mo dai 5 clip ke lebetse gore a shule o la ronya ka 3+5 3+5 ke bokae 3+5 mfana go nyake ga dai 5 ka boshi.
So na ke pose a question Ash. Poverty has been a thing in the black community, no? We've responded differently to you. Our spinang who survivor is the equivalent of media spinang kamile who survive. What's your take on it?
I'll say spinang.
I'll take kugangan.
Yeah.
It's an alanisia spin. Is the equivalent of medi. Ekukang letswele, your spin agalon.
Mara, now I can't see into one because when I was in batho, that also has seen the motor of the
Usinyetsa moto.
Ofepas chaba
Tshwantse rope diamond o rua morata botse baka or diamond a bantshetsang. So it's the same thing. It's crime in different forms. You understand? It's the very same thing. It holds ya ngwanyana hona ba no wena Sdomane o tsamale na o ya go wena then o moja daigen fruar mo wena jo na ho sa mfe 7k ya police station. Is that not crime?
Get crime between
But
the
that's extortion. That's something different.
Mar extortion is a crime, boss.
No, it's fine. I understand what you're saying. Utlwella no ke reng, bona no ke reng ne. O na le ausi ba mo pela mo gating ya Savannah ba phaka da ba bereka da. Da ausi sa ba extort motho wa itse wena ro ya da ka 7 jacket ya hao o grant to yelling ya hao over sharp willingly. Yeah. Wa bona ne willingly. Ke ku ka le geje nna no ku ntshisa zaka. We ntsa willingly that is that.
I wouldn't say willing.
Mara sentwe wa ba re ku utlwisa wena botlhoko.
Ke feel you are taking two different situations and making it into one. Na ke re mo wena ke re hona banong ne ho ka kra motho ka mo Blom wa re baby o pila nna ne ke re a re tswebyana a re ya ke a dumela mara ka bshiwa tla ka taba re wena o sa mo fe 7k o ya police station o frula thomo qabanela zaka e lo re zake ne le sa bolela ka yona ka mo ira hore da izak lo ilo intsha. It's not willingly o intsha because of the situation that is happening at the time agere.
Yeah, o ke tikile ina tsotsi.
So that Marbian a ke yona ntse go botsang ka crime brua or crime it's abavia
Bona
ape mo go botsa crime.
Bona the mental illness. We are arguing about the same thing.
Yes, we are.
It's mental poverty.
Sura lwala.
Bona, we are a sick society. Let's take it to this level. Yena diuser discussanga ne? We as Banna have gone as far as bashing Digen. Mara, ha ane man atlaw spina, atlaka gushesh. Recho taman kimpya. Taman wira jo, taman spina tayo karo butlokod. Taman wira. We propagate the crime, but we shoot down the other crime of survival as well. So the mental poverty is that the illness in our society is we are very quick to shut down or to call out women on a survival element. But as soon as Iraqi out, wait.
Yeah, the same thing ele ya utshwana le hore Majita ha aspina ora betha bana ba bantšintšintši ke lenyora mara once ba motho wa mosadi a etsa so le mmitsa sefela ke same thing
100%.
wa itse o na le nngwe ebile a nka re check wa bona leleme le la rena leleme wa bona leleme leleme ke problem
Let's wait, yeah.
wa itse sometimes re kgone irang ke kgone gore he dilo tsa ka di le sharp ne one day dilo tsa ka di tsamapile
Yeah.
ke wete ke rekile sela le sela ke irang ke a fitlha daso ke nna di townhouse-ong ke tshwere ka re wete vorpa ke wete ke mo dikolotong nako eo ke fitlhe ko kasi ke le kry lentse soko Majita Monday ke ra ke tlo nna ke re a Sfuba ha kwane ya hao hae wena Lennox sala le Barcelona a o bone Barcelona ba bethaile e bjana ke no bolela kore every time he ke le mo Majiteng ke phela ke na le dadeng le ba re ke pull down syndrome mo Majiteng
Yeah.
ka osane dilo di ba blay ke tshwantse ke boele ko dameng se bana or ko pela dameng se bana wa bona gore ke nngwe e tlo irang gore o kry ba re dimana ha kgone o accepta gore o wele
yeah
because ka nako eo dilo tse ne ke di bolelang le ka mokgone ke actang around batho ba ke naganang ka re ke kodimo ga bone no ke nako gore ke boele ko leveleng ya bone ntho ela ke e bolelang ka o namela steps ke re he ke nametse steps ke le kodimo ke roa damano la na ntshwaretseng steps damano tsamaya le steps sela o remaina go fatshe
yeah ke ile ba re remember hore a gona gore motho a leng go fase o mo shebelang go fase o tloa o kgonang go wa ko wena go dimo wa ntshwara and flop ha o wa ba no le rona a re sa o tsaya serious
ene banong mental breakdown di
thoma
thamana
neta.
ene ke tse ntši banong no
Yeah.
tshwantse o face ko haya ko he
then you are now down to our level
before ya gae o tshwantse o thome kwalo ko he kwalo o itseng gore wa opola tsatsi le re bolela
yeah
ka black tax
Yeah.
kwalo o itseng nna nka sa he room ko teng nka se ire selo ko teng tshwantse o thome o bolela ta ko dae o lady o tshwantse o thome o ya da pele
Le kitle go purchasing ka Mpho Sgebi ya bolelang.
Church and
Are le robala le kolbaka.
ya
Why is it thing ne? Only catchphrase thing the mental health and the mental health industry, like boy anxiety. Anxiety, mara wait.
yeah
Because I na lina la Sotho or lesi Zulu or in. Unahanne mathata ka osane no. We put your joke osane or die 5 clip of langa. Ya stress to the point whereby boroka boteo because auna plan ya 5 clip ai. So ke nahanne ane manasa spanning. Untse go yena go back room Valentine shi Frida. Frida ash Valentine ya zwagala. What ka pa man? Sister lebeletse ka hore Joe Valentine is coming. It's here. So kira byang di mano tshwara ke anxiety. It might not be severe that it gets to the point where it's an anxiety attack where di mano fela like moya o asa kono hema asa kono irang o need assistance to breathe. But how do I identify original anxiety na kila utakas? What are the symptoms, guys?
I think also the stigma of how repela is a problem. There's a certain standard they lungu renar le vanar tipietse yona. Wantwar. I think before le batho ba repela le bona le batho ba provide lang. Ba tlo understand how re banna ba ba byang. rena ka bo rena self re tipeetse standard sa gore ko re nna tshwanetse ke provide so ke tsamaye ka koloi e so ke be wete so gore ke be considered motho e leng gore ke mojita wa ntlhaloganya so lo o na le di-lose tse dingwe you know there's certain men that has never came back from certain losses they went in and they never came back and ke yona ntho e leng gore re bitsa gore ke mental illness because daimane o bile le lose e leng gore wa e tseya and he tshwantse a e tseya die lose a se nyako e accept die lose ya builder up ya builder anger ya builder anxiety ya builder failure ya wa understand ne ya ba all of these things piled in one daimane nna go sofeng a re wa tshwana
and
so
Sfuba, in most cases rona re le Majita he ke tla ke tlolla go lona so se me brass ra jajana ha re tselane serious go re ngare la ra wolo ngare ke face tla feta wa ntshwara and lo tsa tshwana le tseo he motho a bua le wena ka yona da rengele o bona gore this is serious, this is deep, we need to act na go sa le teng wa ntshwara so how don't know draw ra mara wa hafa o lo tla ba sharp re motlaetse o phela etsa so wa ntshwara it gonna even to ngwe gro ka o sa no to blame or mara ba fetu ngebe re ntse something ka dadi so ke re go Majita from now on a re tsia Majita ba batlang ba lla go rena serious because na go motho o tla ka issue ngwe a le tse serious and it's too deep
Kofa scenario ya OC no. Akere go file out.
sure
Kofa scenario ya OC o ntse da go hae. O jola le Sdomane. Ne?
Sdomane wa jola
O jola le Sdomane. Lo tsam tsa Sdomane di sharakane some cover jo we are downgrading staff. We can't afford everyone.
so you are retrenched
You are retrenched tshwara mkamkam wa hao. Mo ilu opchal. Diman na le shapo ka hore hatla mo Blom o reka 6 o reka na mengwe kwai o reka habli wa tsubiwa go ba monate wa understand. Asa khona ho ira tautes. How does the Ocean Tsenda recognize or demand he's now falling into a depressed state? How do I identify as media demand? As Sestero leveled this, how are you going to identify or Lennox is falling into a depression? Ma eli utsena mo depressioning. Untiliena demand, but how he's falling deeper and deeper into depression. How do I identify that?
Agere ho ya le hore dai o si o tsenetse eng mo courtship or mo relationshiping le wena. If o tsene for resources, he di resources di fokotseha. A ka se bone wena gore na le bothata o bona situation gore se na le bothata ka ntle le wena because ne le motho e leng gore o deseka o receive fela hona le motho mongwe o deseka o receive a no nna so a ra e reketse
yeah it's takers
ya hona le takers so hell na kwa gore e reke lebelle kofa bona mola a se ntho o rekiwa se ntho e wira ke ntho o no recognize fela or man Lennox no ai man Ashap. And Joe, because batho re kopane ke se re se kopantshitseng tshwantse re tshwane ebe o ka re bana ba motho wa understand mfana hao ore ngwana ko wena o khono mmono mara mfano o ka re thomotsuwa wa yebo mara Joe o si o tsohang le ena every day o palla go hukwella fela ka tsatsi lengwana tsoha Lennox mara le twalile ka jeno la fisa fela la fisa ka jeno fela ntwe be ya fe lo yana wa itse da teng tlo khotsofa and hape wa bona ditengela hore ra jajana Majita e serious le no re ka bolela wa tsa clip ye wa e bya go ba re keng ela yo bona le sign ya terrible clef ela ya machine TikTok ra bolela diteng ba o roha da o letse ntwe ngwe serious ba o roha ba ra Lennox because dadeng joke o gara ibile e joke tradition ya hore motho ha boletse something tshwantse re mo ya wanyela Lennox e wa hafa
mara ma eli ha ba ntse ba le one wa ngondo ya bo phela assistline
yeah yona that's
only one
like
you think about it only one
I was actually telling someone on the way here kere le ho ka nyoko besha motho byang le byang ka se ya se boletseng consciously create le ke modimo consciously tshwantse no saka lo wena at some point o lo one or wa bona mpiela e bolela masepa mara o bolela nnete yo wa understand ne it's I'll tell you to get to you, Mgabadeli, I mean, I don't think a lot of us actually realize that we might be depressed. You understand? You must remember that this thing is a build-up.
Yeah.
And when it's a build-up in a sense ya hore una le bothata ka jeno. Mara o feel o ka ro ka bo solve ka o sale. And partly o ka bo solve. Mara wa boa wa re re imetswe. Wa bona there's another thing mo ileng o re shiana ka yona hore re khono ho slide dilo under the carpet. Re imetswe guys. Yeah, ho tla loka. O understand ne? It means you are not dealing with the problem. You are accepting it, but yet the problem is still hanging there. You understand? Fine and well, let the problem hang there. At the end of the day, that problem, you thing, and it's a build-up of what is going on. That's why, not my personal view, until I studied about mental illness, depression, depressed, that was my mentality.
Neile makho anti.
Yeah,
Until ubereko hola ulemoha bophi.
yeah, what Brian?
Bulutse wa makho.
So you get to realize, okay, maybe I might be depressed.
You know, I'd like to shock you guys. Everybody in Lengai, 2 people next to you are depressed.
Yeah, well, that's true.
Every second person from you right now, so for Moena, Maeli depressed. From Maeli, who depressed. That's how severe it is. And wait, the problem is what?
I just gave you.
Sgebi about
Is it how? Oh, question, man, how are you depressed? Maybe next time maybe.
I think even if you know, I
don't
Everybody has asked me, how does depression feel like? And maybe let me give a brief description of what depression feels like. Depression feels like I want to stop now, but let me keep going, because Kausane might be a better one. But I've had enough. I can't go on anymore. And I might be able to help my family out even more by being gone. I can't do anything for my kids because the resources are the thing. So, heke zaile, they might be able to cash in than what they are living now. The family feuds, meskini ke cause ya zona, because I'm another mouth to feed. And in my absence, maybe this might feel better. Depression feels like I want to wake up, but I don't want to. I don't want to live, but I'm here. I exist, but I'm not alive. It feels like I'm breathing, but I'm suffocating from this breath. And I take one more, hoping or the next breath is better than the last one. So I keep on breathing, trying to hope for a better breath. But this is dying in every breath. So 90% of us probably have felt this feeling. Yeah, and if you are familiar with it, that's what depression feels like. So someone today maybe you might look like and say, hold on, get depressed. And how do you bring yourself up against this tyrant called depression? Because majority of us are living with it. More paneling. Probably 2% of us have survived it. We have gone through it. We've watched someone go through it. It was after my first suicide attempt that I realized that we don't realize how far in we are as a Banda Bamnyam. I had to try to end it for it to start. And that's life.
I hear you. I just feel like, there's a video I saw of this other guy. He was making a practical example of the son and the father. Yeah. And he said the father must start doing push-ups. And the father did push-ups. and he said the son must sit on top of the father. Montwara. Like arubale modima die time so. Amotsa are wa bona diman ha robetse modima hae so.
Wa mime.
Wa mimela. So that is every responsibility that he's carrying behind his back. And you are not making it easier by being in trouble at school and smoking and doing whatever. Understand? So, wa utusor uhoisa dimanga kara because of the lote wena udira, because you are not helping the situation. Instead, you are perpetuating what this man is going through, and he's having it harder because mara umonta ane dengare. Even through that, this man still pushes. Hurwena ukonoba wete. Understand? Correct. Nano monta a practical theory of what us men go through. You know, because you must understand one thing. Whatever the problems that might be there outside, we still gotta move. And what makes us move is what we said is our responsibility. Understand? Your kids, your wife, probably your family go mrao, you know. But why lunguru waitu tohotu wako kubutsala bana ba kwenu hotu wa ba lebeletse wena bana ho gare bana ba me ya borotho akite a iteng ira hore for the whole day ki lose wa understand ne. So I hear what you're saying and you understand. I really do. That's why some of us don't even realize we are depressed because half the time we are hustling. Understand? I can't afford to sit on the sofa. Roja. So it's that for me. Understand?
Most def. We had a conversation with Sgebi earlier on what he, and I asked him, I said, what was your first encounter of depression? What Majita said again. Maybe if he elaborates that, you get to understand as a out ehlelekaya. Uthetha again nguphi unofika njani lapho?
Gutin amachita kuphi asetageni.
Yeah, asetanya.
Strong. Besides Tanyan. Akuthi uyabona ukuthi bathini? Irikisa bolela Zulu man. Wait if you am one thing.
Yeah.
As much as regular mental health thing, ne. Most are not go malaping at Lagani. Alore ranze violence as a form of love. Ranze dara.
Ish.
One good see.
Yeah.
Ranze buzelori how achieve grade 12. How I love go check as a chai. Utavana plan go pay. Utanyo pay. Me bro, Honal Motolo Lagajiro, Taranta High, Usapatala Railway, Campeto Signe, Kiraborino. Huevo?
Yeah.
Mo motor ranting with Iralang, Kinyogoleganza mescat. One for stand, Kinyogoleganza ineke, Kinyogoleganza coatly.
Le diesel.
Le etime. Half it's Kisaya go jarating go jatin fish. Remember, Hege Buamoli Natalanya Tagani, Lassam Possessin. Or are get woods and Nagaraju Braga, Kihojile Mabani, Kachino Sezaka 150 Kamakantu. Ngasu would it. And then Kamatolo Yaga or nasty low at Swanaka maze. Because Baban Cherry will like a mental health banana will like a half. And get I will like a half. I don't wait to come tell you. Maro ilugi sabiang nagitlezi e question Molina. Molina is my brass.
Okay, na ko botse ke jaja. Ne? Ejo. Mo ngwe jo I feel hore dilo tse dintsi di re khawata her di entertain. Montwara. That's why ko botsa ke re nanga se nne go sofeng ka re ke depressed. Chances I am. Mara ke lebella anything that is positive around me and I capitalize on it. Understand? If you go makutumela tshwantse take KPC, yeah, a re eng KPC. A re tlweleng tse dingwe tse bad, it's fine. I didn't flow. Understand ne? Ke berekela ko mo ileng hore ho na le positivity e ka re buildang for that certain day. I always say to people, make sure you achieve one thing in a day. One, even if it's a call to one deal and you strategize about something that you are going to do 2 weeks from now, you've done something. You made a call. Understand? Mara, imagine if you were to sit down, to sit in your room and close the curtains for 5 days in a row. Ufitile ke how many hours? Because that's 24 hours times 5. And when I say to fix the situation that you are in at the time.
Waiti ibiang mokas musterna realize matatare enar nyoko dilalo. Kitlo bolela ka nna personal cause anga se emele bo kim blanketa.
Yeah.
Barwala mutshar Majita.
Yeah.
Agorwala mutshar. On tsara ne. Matata. Who phela ona le easy way out for either than who dilalo na serious. Imagine no ke fitla go wena ta se ke sharaka na plan le mina dikele di mo hoane wer go botsa ditori. O boletse a ke ke mangor ya go re tsiana bya mpra. I buima da ding es monna. O tle go monneng o mo. O tlo mo tlhalosetse re brag. A gitse ke nyokol nje. Basadi ya ba ikona ke rena Majita ka sick.
Basadi ba kono.
Why just no hira ba ring?
Basadi ba kono set up appointment balle.
Net fela on relax.
Ba no
re bo shapa ke re.
Yeah.
And there is no bo shapa ba no go botsa le tse sa o nyaki.
Yeah, Mara Sgebi, it takes a lot of courage for Majita or Ababolele, someone else. So how do you decide or no? Today I go my eli go most of the thing. I'm gonna confide go my eli. Hura wa motsepa my eli. O show her my eli aga ubusa somewhere. Aga ubonsa something. Once war. Even if my eli aga so feza aga mara aga ubuta anything. Ya busa ngondo aha. Once war. So mutodo muchuzang ke show ke mutodo hore wa yitse hore o tlotlisa something positive go bophelo ba.
Yeah, ke go modimo wisdom go teng.
Yeah, once war. O ka sno tsoa fela wa no ya go motho ngwe le hore ha o show hore o tlo gain something one. Ke show ka you will never do that.
And I will hear about the ana Lennox. Ke kono bona ne. Gift nyaka musical. Ke kono bona like wa bana re bolela ka ntho serious bya. Re bolela ka ntho serious mental e leng gore ya tshwenya mo community mo lefatsheng mo rena. Mara you find people like but distract le show ba ras. Go bontse gore re tshwenyehile. Matshwenyo ha rena ga mantši.
Ba gafa ba.
Ba gafa ba bolela ka eng. Go bontse gore this thing is very sensitive. And one of the symptoms tse dintši tsa mental health. Ke tse dintši bolai. Ase anxiety noshi. Ase depression noshi.
Yeah.
Ase stress se noshi. Batho ba kono ba suicidal.
Atserzak.
Atserzak. Khona le ane dengengwe. Ke na le problem le yona nna. Personal. Ne. Wa itse dengela ya. A ke tsuile ke tshwere ke dilo tsa ga. Khwatlhaka. Jokano wa dilo tsa hao tshwantse di tlhakatlhakantshe lefatshe. Dilo tsa hao. Tsa hao.
Yeah, it's a give to get type of thing. There's people who receive things in a certain way and they project it a certain way.
And it happens
it's why it's kind of like a ghost talent, then what's a mawa goes give you a rose give. You understand? You're taking the same energy that me and you had, and you're projecting it to somebody else to fuck up their day. That guy has nothing to do with what happened between me and you. But yeah, why not fuck up his day? Because mine is fucked up too. One
of mental health issues.
It is. Yeah. How deep does it get? It gets to a point instead of actually dealing. Why the last thing we notice it's a pattern ya how when I open naga maraplek ya haulu one, I open a apartment thing the whole day. You know what I realized? When you're sitting alone, the walls are closing in. Nete tomo tsenel. U depressed when. We told like our groovist. You understand?
That's
but
right.
You are highly depressed. Karo, uga sendel tas de loke kamun kumar kachen kinyo konna one man. And nega samu judge. Neginya ka hur a realize se atamaya moso. wa ntlhaloganya Brian gore jo wena hapo ka rona le flop so e lebelle
Bona
before it go isa flop.
Sfuba, what's the long-term effects that depression, ne? And ke ring alma uta rasanta. Ne? O gola ko wena le pitlagane. Ke bana ba malome, ke bana ba jo anti king re ba bantši ka mo jarateng, ne?
Bo family house ya magogo.
Family house ya magogo to start off with. So ma ha o le ntata wa zange ba ba le jarata. So le ka mo ntlong ya magogo, which already puts you in a space of dysfunctionality. Akena kohetso. Belonging.
Oh, when the siblings in that house start fighting.
100%. Then you grow up and become a young adult. The first thing you look for kindawo ya Blom. Why? Because of the traumatic experience of a childhood of not belonging. But now you become toxic to the partner you are with. You keep on regurgitating the words ke haka mo. It's because mdala navoza magogo these words constantly. Now traumatizer mkhekulo.
Now you're getting territorial now.
Now you're becoming territorial. Now then you get to a stage where she's your territory. So now maeli olebella diosi, and you become territorial to the point where you can become violent for it. Because malume, nar haba spinne ma blomo mo jarting, na tsena kasu uthanya gore ke manga spinne kon. You've seen this. We protect whatever we have. It's the mental illness that now carries forward into you. You now grow up and utshwara zaka. Utla go Blom, and everything that you want to do is splurge on OCs lema out here how. It's because now you are marking your territory how fitlakai. Because how ragadi Hennessy 6, lino A1, lita maile 5, lito kamtasama. I am the man because I splurged on you guys.
And that wasn't even necessary.
And it wasn't necessary because renewal Hennessy A1. So it is an illness that has now infested your mind. You even get to the stage whereby you start owning leba habo mosadia how by what? Buying groceries, spoilam fanola what is dance, or regala malume di khoto. You start now possessing that because of the illness that's infested your mind. You start taking control of everything. Limodi choming, you are that one that goes hababulela ya mara emanyana lekuvuza Lennox. It's possessiveness because
your point is always
I need
important.
to be heard. Ngudle. And even on top of it, hey Lennox anale flop. You're the one that goes, Lennox tswar. I need to own this nigga. I need to own this guy. Sdomane, jo gere kya khale jo ko rekeleng. Or ke tla le yona.
5 years later, 5 years later,
yeah. Get that possession. Imagine being a woman married to such a guy. And then our OC, her retaliator. We become that guy that goes, OC's by half. Joe, it's my OC Joe. Give me everything. Joe, Tamaka street again. Otamaka iPhone 16, me bra. Oto black card again. Osavala wala again. Too. It's the mental illness.
Oh, I'm not saying for anyone, but I'm just saying.
A valuable man, a man who's got money. Yeah. And my first thought was, no, the UCO on depression. Before you saw, show no stress. I'll swing you. Lennox, the very turbutu, one of the very charity. Joe, are you level statistics in South Africa? Okay. The military you value about most South Africa 55.5% ka third quarter 2023. But wow, never end up keep out poverty stricken. 55.5. Hey, I get you. I'm going to Google. I'm going to get Google. That's third quarter.
I think it says again, man. If you look at Ropelar, you're going to have depression.
Mara, why is it about and what you're saying is so true. Abana trauma. Trauma will make you look for other traumatized
Yes,
people.
so that y'all can be on the same side.
Birds of a feather, Ntwana. So if you are sitting there and you're thinking, Joe, why nage psycho? It's because you're psychotic, dog. Like you've got psychotic tendencies. So it feels normal. Limuto. Wait a while. You know, Wahan, okay.
Mara, they've been saying that you attract your own kind at some point.
Why Mailu Hanang?
Science about negative, attract positive.
You are fucked that too. When I walk up,
When I talk, when I hit the village, no, it's a bill.
when I was
Negative go panel positive. King,
yeah, then negative and positive they attract. And
They attract.
then like charges they repel.
You see?
Marabu pila butwan le science bro.
Biang, biang,
Ay,
Biang.
maname oh.
biang, biang,
Bupila butwan le science.
biang. Well,
Oh. Irikete pila. O tlhakana le motho a litsana ke re braya. O na le traumas tsa hao, o na le traumas tsa hae, akere. Now you decide akere ho monate la jola and then le nna pele ke one. But now remember you've got your own traumas. Understand? When you've got your own traumas, na go ngokre lo di traumas tsa hao di imela ngwana batho because ke di boima tsa hao.
a grow a bolela boshiu o robetse
Yeah.
no tswaletse matlho o robetse serious
Are hypothetical o tla go motseng wa batho ba o fofa. Ene wena a o sa nyoko fofa o lapile. Sning o robetse o no re nna mofielo wa ka sa o nyaka o. Ngwana la morimo re mofielo. Kama o tla nyiwa bo. Ene floko gore o tsene do e botso ya o forsta.
Oh, I'm kitchen hamba.
O understand? Maheli chief ta ka mofielo jo. Wena go fofa ro. Mothola.
mara
Wa tsora Brian.
pila ha o ka icheka e khale re di bona ba bantshi ne
OCC.
ha o ka inahana
Chalo ka tsa OCC
Ke re bo,
wa bya.
manyora khale ba betha Sgubu ngwana sontse Jeveli yo boshiu ya
Yeah.
Ba mmitsa gogo. kana le bitso la go kwena mang
Na go yona sigubu betha emere.
bo no Sdomane mo maleng a hao
E le mango.
hape le tlhobotsa la kwara na o re roa operator o tloka hai bare ba no etsi go sa o ireng gona mo pam
Uzbeta go mal.
o ba dimpa tsa hao gore a boenya
Sgebi wa yaka.
Fela mo tshella sniff mo dinko.
Sfuba nna re tsamaya le maharinabe motho kono le balo re wa ntshwara a phatla tshwantse ile phatla ko nna no ene ka mo ke na le mpia o itse mpia ene o rasa ya utlwa yer kata gona le flopo
Ta go fa solution is game.
ba ka bula monyako yo mo hlepula sharakana
Yes, game. Yes, game. Why is it winner? O no go ga motlamolo ga re go are go re pa.
a ba no mo o ko mafellong wa ga o isa ela still ul sa di chan bona ba fetu that's why ba re
Ke hara ba re scoop Uzbetiwa go baleo.
o ira byang cause Alex is da mo fatshe
O jola te pakete le PSM stock. Wa bereka.
ha o bula monyako mpya a kere mpya o itse o utlwa ka mpya gore ba nong ka mohona le ngaka e thuse o thomiletse di e ngapa monyako ya o wa itse nyaka e nyoko o thusa di ka ntwa hwella hape diamonds ba rasa hey o ka se mo thibi tseri tshantse o re emanyana ba tlo utlwa go ntlong ha sa le
Criminal
da
experience.
bo
Ne o di bone di man.
Why khonale?
O di bone.
Na ke nya go bolela ke re la itse
a ka le botse le tlo re founela o itse mputsa ore braka kana pine le Zulu king ele ya mo sports group ira gitse silo dila le lotsa wena ta
Ngakula mina ngalala phansi.
bare ke le bala man
I was gave ka le dipina tsa tebodi. Tsoga go irile fake. Yeah, ke bona re bolela ka spillion.
Ah, ke gobela.
Make trauma.
Yo,
O tlo ke trop.
Yeah.
Ah, ke trop. O tlo lo tlhaka every time o bona motho a ethimula. Right?
Mo ke sharp.
Hayi mo ke sharp.
Umkhulu Sgebi.
And ka flop o
Hey,
itse
aska botla, Joe. Hey. A ba nthusa bona.
o
O ethimula ka mona wa botla wa nthusa. Hayi o no botla. O botlang wena.
Ane brafan me nga se mmolele ka leina. Sale ba re ba le ko double same. Ba tshwere batho bjanong o wa ka mo o ke macash la wa bo. So ba nwele ba monate. Mola batho mo tlhapelwa tshwantse ba skepane o ka rola tswa ke badimo. So di brafan me o botsa da brafan me wa fasting ka macash la ne. Rampie mo wa tswela ke badimo ba fetolwa bela ba rena.
Kabzaza.
Arne.
and banong o itse ka bati ne. Ba bantsi nna ba ke ba boneng e seng banna ke tsameleng le bone ba ke ba boneng. Ba tengnyana ka mmileng ba rato wa jo mothalo buku fatsa. O mo bosepeng Lennox.
Ba teng ba mmele o ra
Check, bo.
o ra Majita o ra.
Ka wi.
O ke na no ne ke na no ro ranna bano. Ah, be next ke na no ro bolela. O je go bolela le nna mpotse straight. Oh.
Margins.
I'll trigger happy let.
Okay, now I think I want to bring up something as well that I've heard Majita evoledi you. A certain guy created suicide. Elohore we met tsa high. So ke bolela la ane parafan me ke re jo tsantse ro boloka time ra ke nata. Why are Sfuba now will never respect the person that takes their own life. Entle ke bile e tsotamane bile sala ntsusa tsa le ka starta ka ra ka tsamaya. A re bile now ya ka nna dimane ke snai. So ba no why ke mo kai ke nyoko mo tlapila ke re. Hore ke try to understand the hore marcho why would you go to such a match? I understand. Ke re jo diamond nana le challenges tsa high. Tse ileng gore di a mimela mathata re na a tshwane brayaka. Understand? You might think gore nna ka gore ba ntlhadile ke tipolaela daiteng ke bolaete because wena ba o tlhadile bo several times ba o jela ba irang but wena you probably knew how to handle it or you just decided to put it on the back burner and oh yeah. So you probably might have, you know, we will like Moloko.
One, two.
Sure. Moloko we jerga mo.
Le boletse ka batho ba dangerous mo philong ba lena la ira metlae ka bona.
Oh, sharp no. Yeah, so you might have had the same problems that this guy has. But when I can't handle hore, we ho right, get like bona, understand. But at some point it catches up with you. And when it does, they pile up again. Or realize or matata ka ke manchi. Wa levela roof, wa levela tap wa ran na ke batse. Understand? And some do succeed in it. Mara tamanun to see the hard time man gets nine, bra.
With your permission, if you allow me to interject.
Yeah.
Going back to the point you were saying is you're so busy in your life. It's a decision you've made, ne?
Yes.
For you don't have the time to sit and listen to this tooth aching.
Yes.
But the problem is the tooth doesn't stop aching. It's that you are so busy that you don't feel it anymore. Up until it totally and it needs extraction. And that's where this guy got to. The tooth nearly all along. But now it's at a point of it needs extraction. It you know, go stress no doctor it needs feeling, my friend. It needs feeling. That's all nearly feeling. So Lino la how it needs feelings because he could chow off medical aid. But some things do not need feelings. They need you to dig out the cavity.
And take it out completely.
Or take it out completely. And unfortunately, we've become such survivors because of our lack of resources. And I understand why Lanis have taken mental health so seriously, is because their basics are taken care of. They now can take care of this problem. So as a black child sitting at home, the last thing I would like any black child to feel is hore ke useless, because botata bo bampalla. We are still fighting a poverty issue before the issue. Because ngasi diliga mental health ke tshwere ke tlala. Because he ke ya daga ke bona psychologist imfa dipilisi, I'll take 2 of these after every meal. A gona meal.
I don't have the meal. Makes sense.
So our number one issue to mental health is the poverty element. Ya rona as batho ba bantsho. Poverty is deadly, guys. If you are sitting at home and you don't know, come we tell you for free. Poverty is deadly. Because it has led many minds down a rabbit hole, which is called depression. If I can use Ricky as an example, 2 days or 3 days after he got paid for that African Bank ad, which was millions, my man. He was the face of Gucci Africa.
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah.
So he was not hungry. He was hungry. He was hungry here. But he was fed in his pocket. Which means that this thing is that toothache that we spoke about. He put it off to take care of Tlala. Now that Tlala is taken care of, Lino Lela Opa. And now Linida extraction. And unfortunately, at this point, you might not have the resources for extraction.
When we speak of a price of fame, you know, sometimes we can speak and try to make sense out of a lot of things that happens to people that are famous. There's a lot of things that are happening in entertainment industries that we are not privy to understand.
Yeah.
Because I can be privy to understanding that Sfuba has got problems with Magozomela because he's nearer to me and he's always around me.
Yeah.
But with a person that I don't know, he's dealing with somebody else somewhere there. You find out that somewhere, somehow, for Lennox to be this big guy, there was this other guy who was fucking him all the time.
Yeah.
Let's be honest. I want to be honest.
Why the fuck would you go that far?
I want to be honest. So now I have to deal with some other things that I see on the media, and I'm starting to think, like, what might have happened. So all of a sudden, here I am becoming a good investigator. This happened to this guy, and this happened to this guy. I don't know anything about those people. More like another day, they just come in, my nigga, and they say, no, we want Majita Monday to be a big thing. Now we start to speak English like I'm doing now, articulate it in the best manner.
Yeah, man.
And then the next thing,
and scripting.
they say to Sfuba, come over. What's happening? Come suck my ass. Like, there are a lot of things that will happen. And then the next thing, when the mental issue happens, I'm not saying it's Ricky. I'm saying the next thing, when such mental issues come in, I don't know what to say.
I heard about that too, like the rituals that would happen within the entertainment industry. But my thing is, Reina, are we ready to? Because let me tell you something. I need to tell you who's our target market. In fact, not our target market. Let me tell you who's our family in Majita Monday. Majita Gori Kone, Mataima Gamadle, the sister Taylung Horashi will figure out the Bupilo Barod, Babon, Balabel Little Reina. Sharp. Now that we have determined that, we need to understand the fact that those people go through problems, but they find it hard to solve it because there's always someone that's got a negative mentality towards it. And it's difficult for someone to say, "Yes, Joe, I'm going through a hard time because man. How is it that I was 40? It's the stigma that we have amongst us. Yeah. A lot of people like to say, don't say amongst black people. I get to white guy or white.
And you don't know anything about
I don't know anything about white. If I'm going to say something, it's something that I've experienced around me. You understand? Hore, that's why I go with I've been in circles where people would say, "Hey, mama, ngothlokofetse. Enyaka ro Moloko. A ke sena nna ke tlo apara bike for motho a o ipolaya." But nobody knows what diamond the problems tsa hae di fitlhile kae. And maybe at some point o zamile o bolela mo rena Majiteng and one of us are wa tepa damana iki. Sfuba. I felt so guilty, dog. Like there's a guy called Rustenberg, rest in peace. I won't say his name, you understand? This guy used to call me every second day. And this guy had problems. Dimana nana lady tow truck tse pedi one by 2D side driver. Ya bobedi by tela tsukiri on purpose because kamo engineering because they saw his progress or Dimano spana mining, kamo Toma business. And he actually was the one that determined this whole thing of liaising with insurance companies so that they can get better prices and put everyone on. So, but now this guy is always depressed, you understand? And he's calling me, and sometimes when he was calling me, that guy killed himself. I woke up one day, you don't know how guilty I felt. I felt like I couldn't help this. I'm not a psychologist. I woke up one day, the guy was dead. Why were not read deep into Rira?
Hence, selo ba bona le ane mano mo bare ke Steve Bantu Biko. A bolela ka nthong o bare ke black consciousness. Dama nna sa tsamaye a re o nyakana le dikanono bilolo le dateng la ra conscientize the mind. E tlang mo le na batho ba bantsho re te create because no re o shipa ntho engwe ke wa bona ntho ela no e bolelang re o shipa chelete to a point ya hore kwa re fitlileng ka o shipa chelete heste le nna ke na le flop eo ha ona le psychologist somewhere ha etle e tjo nna ke na le flop eo Sfuba ha ke sena 2000 nyana ga Mpotleng ke a lwala nyana go ga e gara e bele
nna ke a lwala
e ke tla tsuba di kwa etsa 16 go so and na go ke na le 5 clip and a ke na mmere kwa da 5 clip a ke na mmere kwa yo mara ke no go tswana ke tsore 2000 for e kana go a ke need 2000. The thing is, the world has created a lot of standards that do not align with us as Africans, and we want to align with them. I go today, I think that I'm a good researcher. Forbes. Forbes there are so many and so many millionaires and billionaires and what. Billionaires. Family guy chile na. Guy billionaires. Family guy fit. Why so keep more competitioning? Because the minute bar create the competition, we always want to be ahead of somebody. Simple. People are businessmen, millionaires, and then they are stressed. There's a person who lives in a shack now. He's not stressed.
Oh, happy blind.
He doesn't even know what he's going to eat. Yeah. This guy has got an avalanche of victuals. Oh, Diju.
Majita, with that said, ne? We tlhalositse pila yotlhe, but really Majita so re thusana bjang or how do you help yourself? O thusa bang motho o mong o leng haufi le wena. Wa ntlhaloganya? Because re mo mathateng ba fethu.
Let's
come call us for everything. Hari serious Majita re joke na le flop so. Hari serious. Re handle ba ntwe so.
Do you mind if we do a small exercise quickly? 2 seconds, 2 minutes. All of you, just close your eyes. I'll make sure you're safe. Yeah? Just close your eyes where you are. Forget about the guy next to you. Close your eyes, Duman. Close your eyes, Sgebi. I just want you to breathe in deeply. Hold it. And out. Breathe in deeply. Hold it. And out. And just keep on breathing like that. Now I want you to think back to a time you were most successful. Whether it was graduation, a paycheck, Zaga in account, your birth of your child, getting married, whatever success that was. Sit in that moment. Feel what you were feeling at that moment. That happiness, that power, that resilience, that sense of achieving, the sense of worth. Sit in that moment. Feel that moment. Feel that happiness, that power, that strength. That's pure happiness. That's pure energy. Sit in it now. And when you are ready, come back.
Come
back around Wile Matlo.
So,
Asana nix.
in that moment, how were you feeling, Lennox?
Nigga jalo to blind.
You know that song,
Get down.
Tumfana.
I was very happy.
100%. So, Sdomane,
Sure.
how did you feel?
No, I was in my best. Being say picky in MP.
Vicky and MP. I don't even know what moments you were going. Sgebi, no feel about you.
Na mara ke nyukulo robalo no. Ape na itse ke khoile nyana. Mara itse ke itse ke sno tswalla matlo ka hopola tsa le leng ke tshwere chelete serious o utlwa.
Yeah.
Ke control o utlwa.
Yeah.
Ke sho bobo wa itse mfanolo.
Yeah.
Ne ke no bya la ka mo melleni ka.
Yeah.
Ba re gobile ba re file ya rena ke na le ane brafa me wa mopedi damane sentse ke mo gcina tsatsela re jana wa re fetsong hopotsane teme bra ke re go mo founela re man wa itse re tshwere bokae ka mo poteng each 10 for control ya
Rai.
Content.
re o molomong wa itse ne re nwang bjala bo sa thome ka Glen re borate
Yeah.
Glen Livet Glen
Morange.
Morange Glen Livet like one great Glen one dile beta mo huburitse moment wa ka go bophelo wa itse nga ngwala SA wa itse ba re ko SA wa itse mos the day I will never forget hi yo lebo
So, home putisa habe, how do we help the next guy?
Yeah, re thusana bjang bro.
So, this exercise, ne? And kita go Maeli now. Because I know he went on a trip. Maeli, you is the guy, Chad.
My nigga.
Yo. Jo na wa di moment jo.
Yeah.
As a moment mo wan. Como vem, mara, re ke nyo go hopola. Nna ke na di moment tse dintsi tsa o thaba.
Yona ene re nagana no, e tlile no.
E dileng no. Di bile tse dintsi ke bona e bile nkare ka tlhokofala ka re ne di ntse wa tsoga di picture.
Yeah.
A ke re ba re go tlhokofala di memory di a boa di.
Yeah, happy moments.
Happy moments. Jo nna di happy moment. Nna ke rato thaba problem wa bona
Yeah.
wa di. Nna jo hona le nthongwa ke entertain. Bo enga a ke di entertain. Ke rato thaba. Ka re ka mokgo ke thaba that's why le di memory tsa ka tsa le thaba ke sa di hopola re kana ke feng cause ke thaba hantsi.
Yeah,
That's
ne-
why ba re ngwana o thaba thata ne ba ra nna. Ke rato
Sfuba.
thaba gore nna goal ga mo phulong
Happiness.
jo ke re ke thabe ke tswe mo dilong tse baya.
Thank you, Mai.
Nka re nka se di solve.
But I
Tabang,
think we're more or less the same,
Yeah.
because you must understand that if we were to put my life into astrology, I'm a Cancer, so I don't like tension. I don't like
Yeah, yeah.
And you know us Cancers, we like to be happy, but we've got very bad tempers, so we always try to avoid the temper side.
Yeah.
And Artavi,
Artavi.
understand? Because once we get it there, but I'll tell you one thing, like when I closed my eyes and you said that I was at my peak by that time.
Yeah.
I'm addicted to cars and sneakers. So
Yeah.
at that point, I had like, I think Golf T3, Kia Sportage, Fiesta Lisa, I had a string of sneakers.
Yeah.
Wow, no way, you ever had a car and a salary to a point that when they pull the debit order, you don't even see it.
You don't worry.
I was there.
Yeah.
And as a man, you thinking, I wanna from here. Skyrocket, we taking over. Not knowing where bophelo bo berekeka mkho wena o bo anticipate le wa bastana. Mola we poto rado o tshwere lady Russiana mo okay so ga like. Understand? What you think about that? Then you like, oh, okay. Understand? But at that point in time, dog, it was nice, dog.
So this is one of the exercises that a guy can do antse go jareteng. Ko mokhukhung wa hao, a hona motho, back room, wherever. Take yourself back to that spot. First thing that you do is you open your eyes, take yourself back to that happy space. Wawana, it brought back a lost friend.
Yeah.
It brought back memories of times that we were earning more than what we were spending. It brought back times when not jaiva. It brought back multiple times of happiness.
Yeah.
It brought back happiness at some point that he could not fathom. You do this for yourself. You make it a ritual. I have a friend, Barki Simone, and she always says, the first hour of the day belongs to you. The rest in Alabang.
Yeah.
So, the first hour, how? Take it back. Flopper na herzog. Utara phone, check a TikTok or check the WhatsApp. Take it back. Let the first hour become yours. Because you need to check in with yourself. On that day, you need to understand Horojo.
Manje thina labesilala nefamily. Umfazi la umntwana la yini.
Yo, wandile ufetso bolela teng, wandile. Roba. First hour bya ke latelo ke ya renkeng bro. First hour a siaka. First hour ke o fitla mmerekong ko zula da.
You know, to add on what Sgebi is saying, ne? Challenge na nge na lusaka. Kamara mukhuko mongwe wa onela ka motailo mongwe bana. But dog, now I've always been a big dreamer. I'm first time and I used to say to myself,
Onoluvuyo.
Such
me,
a
I'm
big
always
dreamer.
a Vuyo dog. That's why you remember when I called you Mgabadeli, I said if I was Lisa, I would have left because I told them 1,500 dreams that have never worked. To understand, because I'm that guy. You understand? So I would dream about such things. Lamborghini Diablo 6 liter.
Bokopa leave.
Yeah.
Leave.
Give a label lurking Yakabiambo M2 competition collection karate test. Understand, Brian? Yeah, like I think that's the one thing that motivates me the most. The fact that I dream it to be there. Understand? I have to dream it first and work towards it. Or okay. Kurar no remo. More Rafika, more Rafika, more. You understand? And I've got this miraculous dream that one day I'll just wake up rich. I don't know from what. You understand? I don't know from what. But I don't know. You understand? But I see the exercise. But what I'm saying is now I started it from the bottom. And I'm still working towards what I want to achieve. You understand? But yeah, man, like, oh yeah. How many minutes we got left? We got 2 minutes. Are concluding.
I'm banyana ba batring paneling. So.
Ora ke bona batla molaola.
Yeah, what do you for 5 minutes nyana? E topic e there says.
Are concluding.
Let's close it off.
Because okay.
100%.
Instead of 2, they gave us 5. Thank you, Moto.
Thank you.
Yeah, Mara still, within the 5, we still need to conclude. And
Let's conclude, guys.
Ari Tomengos gave it at us line. Ra conclude the mecho.
Kana re bolela ka mental health. Happy horar no I am mentally strong. Clar ke lebe.
Mentally disturbed.
I just gave it a
No, agri ba nung happy tawali na ba fito harian netting niya kabu 8 hours a day, 2 times per week. Same topic. Autiaga o sharp. Autiaga o monat. Autiaga o nahana sharp. Ari agree day. O mulumo na taba tsai. Ene ke tlole butsa ane thenya o bora. Ne. As much as re bolela ka hore tlo lukisa bo gift ke masia ha ba tswele pele ba apare maliri ho loke rena cause ha o ilo loka rena gift o monate cause o under umbrella e lokileng cause no ga se be umbrella e o dutla and then gift ka motlase o expect or gift tlo mmotsa hore o nka patje wena o nka benzene o nore heke ya hae ere ke nore stocking tsinyana sa benzene mmateng a se ka ngostisa ka black label milomeno o mi pinki mo mara o gola nna ba o bitsa ba ra o le hare ba re a ntato wa ka mo yo wena ntato ka mo school eng a re ska ba mbyao a re holeng hona wa bona ka mkhoreleng ba fini re tlo no ba hona ka mkho ba bang maybe re tlo gaina nyana ba bang ro lose nyana ba mara mentally wa rena bo gift ke bana ba rena ro ba hodisa umvertana nna ke adoptile mo one wa izu tenta mfanaka
o rata mohau ka mmele pelo le
mfanaka wa itse why ape tshwantse ke ba abutu ko yena ene abutu go strate mara otherwise Harry fetsa ne Harry fetsa pi o molomong a gretsele ya o tepereka ka mothalong ya hae ne for na ka sanyo go ropa ngwana bobata o bule sala ka le botsari ke a tepereka a ke nyo go ropa le motholo reng o nyala ke buletsa re ba sadi ba botho nyala o a tlo nyala ga ke nyo go mo ropa ke nya ka ngrekele all right so ke sa itukisa ba feta
so ha o sa nyoko ba ropara
ai
kalo ba ropa
ke sharp ke
ana
monate
go utlwile metšhomi Sdomane.
Sure. Yeah. In conclusion, it's time we break the generational curses, Bafwetu. It's about time we start working on our mental health. For generation, itlanka mora wa rena bana ba rena, bana ba bo rena, ba kono pusha bophelo at the full capability. You understand? Ba pushe life. Patso mo mathateng a hore hebe happen na me to pinarohana na irang. Let's work on ourselves so that the upcoming generation can be a bit better, if not perfect.
Go.
Waipina birio.
In conclusion, mina ngifuna ukukhuluma ne-out ehlele ekhaya bafethu. Out yami emkhukhwini lapho ohleli khona kuvuzayo mhlawumbe umsebenzi awukho. Nasemasababsini mfethu uceda ukuhola 3 million awazi ukuthi ekhaya kusesekhaya mfana umama akusese umama unkosikazi akusese unkosikazi. I want you to be able to lift your head up. We will post every single individual la kule panels, social media handles. Flood our inboxes bafethu if you are feeling ukuthi you cannot take it anymore. If taking a breath feels like you're taking another one to survive the next breath, and you feel ukuthi you are at your wit's end and awusakwazi, hit us up. Gift, I'm not looking for music on this one. I am ngicela ukuthi uposte i-suicide line, depression and anxiety line, all these lines that we can help these brothers and sisters of ours who are sitting at home. Asincedeni the next person. And guys, ngicela ukuthi bawaflood ama inboxes wenu. Can we stream them to people who will be able to help them? Wherever you are sitting, Majita Monday is here for you, and whatever you send to us is read and dealt with in confidence. Siyabonga bafethu. Don't take your life. It's not worth it.
El Gribo Grimandi. Man nigga. Marmuloko ka rwa mfiela ka volume ka joni.
Chalpaka nna ke bolela le wena bracket Chalpaka tla go botsana teng go ska bana le motho a robalang ka phelo e botlhoko ka lebaka la gago ka gore wena no tshwenyehile go ska bana le motho o ileng gore mo letsatsi la hae le tsamaya boima because wena o tshwenyehile go ska bana le motho o a phelang every day because wena o nagana gore a nagane ka mokhomong because bothata ba anxiety bothata ba depression bothata ba eng ke di factors tsa dilo tse baya re tsa re hemela oxygen re inhaler carbon dioxide that carbon dioxide la yo change e boela ko dama no mongwe and then direng ka bushu iska ba hore Lennox ha robala ka tseno o palla logo tse a wana go msading a because nna ke mokwatisitse and I can't twist teng because nna ne ke se sharp bafethu ho se sharp gona le o fetso bolela hona le di line tse baya tsoka yang go tsona a re sharp bafethu razama a re sharp and then mo lefatsheng tshwantse re itse o phedisana hence ka tseno re tlo bolayana for dilo tsa o se re sele for jumpa skontiri gore why wena tshwantse o se jump nna ke tla ke shiana because re tshwenyehile jo we as black people re tshwenyehile to a point ya gore re kgone bolayana for thiba skontiri gore se na le mokoti mara bo botle vele re na le problem ya gore skontiri sela se na le mokoti because go na le certain three bob e leng teng nna ngcono ke ile gore bana ba Sfuba ba tlhoke ntate because I'm mental ke na le flop mentally ke na le di-problems tse baya ka motlhong ke paletse ko nagana gore mara sharp re stibile skontiri and ra stiba le pila hape skontiri se go tlotla o mong hape ro go bolaya o mong hape for hona mola mo ke phuntseng ke sa thibang pi because re na le mental issues tse that's why nna ke re jo a re no cross night ang re bolela ka tabi serious ibile ka kwapa
ska tswela ke moya re fe Lennox
ke thomo fela ke
sure na tabe ke bona ba fethu o ska nna ka ntho o tshwere blind o are ne man ke nana re tla dila le yona it's easy ba fethu nako ngwe it's difficult but at least try don't just give up try to at least to keep it busy or something do something positive at least once a day ontswara a kids mara exercising you know ga re tlo ba problem yeah, mara it still zama one mara
aro ya Jimmy Brewer ka sakata
re tlo ya chulo
yeah rabatse
right ontswara like try to avoid dilo tse di negative mo bophelong ba gago ontswara nako ngwe hara aware gore something get negative until it's too late mara ke Majita keep going don't give up
That's right.
Eita.
That's right. Sure. Nice one, Len.
Hey, what do I say? Now you guys have concluded everything. Mara, why didn't I get Tommy guy? Ke botsa baka fa numba go strategy but ke itse ba le baka o understand. So Majita, as much as you guys can discuss certain topics that you guys have told me about that you see on Majita Monday, I think it would be very wise hore le khono lebellana ka lena le mathata a lena. And when I say ka lena le mathata a lena ke bolele hore le jajane hore ha bo dimana ona borotho ha o anana le karaba itseri or dilo tse le dirang go di khawasheng. Understand? Dilo tse le fielanang ka tsona go di khawasheng ke tsona tse di bakelang bana ba batho di depression. Ke dilo tse tshwantseng re di solving e seng gore re celebrate ka tsona. Understand? So at the end of the day, tshwantse re boe he re groupa ka mara di khawashi di khona di ngeng mothare jo bone Majita Monday you buseng ngondong gore mara wa itsekeng khale ke bona Sdomane ka ra monate sa brafan me re ke mmatumele maybe re ka solve to high. Understand? Otherwise wa bona he re ka khono solve di trata ke anana re ka khupua to re be re fitla corporate ke anana re ka elevatana ke anana re ka itse re tshwantse re tsosana re be monate wa understand now I itse go positivity wa fethu nna ke le gotsomela re give up le lose rights ya mara re tswa ga bshura ra ba tsena hape ka re lose re fa knowledge ya win wa understand ke Majita Monday ke le Forstana blind ax ma gotsomela
hola de Cologne